Hello and welcome to one of the big games in the upper brackets in the second round, aka versus Imphenzia. So our last tournament champion versus one of the developers. Really interesting to see who will come out on top here. And even though Imphenzia is one of the developers, he should know all the tricks in his own code, so to speak, right? Uh, I don't know. AKA is definitely the favorite here, but Imphenzia is one of the best players, and he's he has not competed in any other tournaments. And I think, as I understood, that because they didn't want the developers to be part of the tournaments early on, but technically, Imphenzia is not part of the developers anymore, or not full time at least. So yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know the precise constellation between Imphenzia and Basantos, but for me, I just think it's fun to have him in the tournament. That's just one extra good player to watch. So the more the merrier, I think. And I actually got to practice with Imphenzia just before he played this tournament game. He played me on this one, so I know at least what he did then. But let's see what he does in this game. And yeah, uh, Imphenzia starts up north over here on the right, aka on the south, and then they kind of it's kind of going blue red, but I would imagine that AKA will start here and Imphenzia here. But it could also, maybe, who knows if AKA would start up here. Because this starting position doesn't have any points of interest that you could grab right away, at least. And I can spoil that when I practiced this one with Imphenzia, he started up here. So he might do that again. Though I did actually win in the practice game. But of course you can never really, like, he might have just tried out something that he wanted to test or for fun or whatever. So I'm definitely not saying he played his top game or his most safe strategy. I'm just gonna speed it up a bit because I think we got the starting position. Oh, okay, there you go. AK does start up here and Imphenzia down here. And that's what I kinda had in mind, that AK could be risky, so to speak, and take this, because obviously he will have all this for the backcapping territory, and he has he can grab this town from the start, and both of them know they are right next to each other right from the get-go. Imphenzia chooses to build his base a little bit back, while AK is all up in Imphenzia's face right off the start. Imphenzia really wants to do some quick capping here. So AK puts aside 3 squads for capping. Technically this one is also going to cap, But he will have a small advantage by capping one of Imphenzia's territories right away. So Imphenzia, well, this is a 20 capital territory, right? Because AK will gain 10 and Imphenzia will lose 10. And I think here in the beginning you can, like, if you just get one infantry within this field, it will stop capping, so you can really disrupt your opponent's capping. For example, if Imphenzia, when he's done here, he could just throw one infantry into this and it will stop capping, and you basically just made AKA waste a lot of time, and that's exactly what he's doing here actually. But AK will get this. But there you go, it's now cancelled, nothing is happening. And I'm not sure if that's what he was actually doing, but it just seemed a bit too random that it should be just on the edge of this. So I imagine that was on purpose. AK is going with some eco and air. Imphenzia must have, yeah, he has quite a bit of money. But AK still has 3 squads capping. Imphenzia has, I don't know, 1, 2, I think this is 3, because I count 4 and I count 4 and 3, so, and these and 5 here, so basically 4 squads actually. But AK has this town, which will obviously help, and that sounded like an airport, so Imphenzia just built it way back. And I wonder if it's just helis that we will see out of these 2 airports. AK put aside a few more infantry for capping. And he actually forgot about these. Let's see how long that will last. Probably not too long. But he's right now he's drawing lines over here, and there you go. And he just chooses to split them. So a few will go down here, try to go behind Imphenzia's base, but that will take quite a bit. But it will be important for Imphenzia to cut off AK, I think, here. So in that way Imphenzia will definitely have more territory. And AK is actually looking like the defensive one here, because he's building or putting down entrenchments. Let's look at the eco. 400 for Imphenzia and 475 for AK, so he's already quite a bit ahead. That's a lot in the early game. That's almost 25% extra. And Imphenzia is going for the entrenchment now. gambling that he can hit these units and make use of their fatigue after putting down the entrenchment. But he quickly regrets that decision, and I think that's wise. Don't think he would have gotten very far with that. But he's really cutting off AKA up here, but AKA is sending more units that way, so over time he will begin to, or he will definitely beat these 5, because he's sending way more units up there. And now he's also cutting off already here and try to grab some of Imphenzia's territory. And Imphenzia did put down some lines that could send the units this way, but it's not really working for him without them going into the entrenchment. I think he may, I wonder if he forgot this point command he has here. Because, yeah, there you go. I think he completely missed that. And that's what happens sometimes. He desperately tried to make commands that moved away from that entrenchment, but that point command just overruled it. So good to know the developers can also make errors like that. And Imphenzia has rushed down to get this gas. He's building a back-cabbing barracks and got the 3rd heli on the way, and AKA is starting to get these helis to make some work or do some work soon enough. He also put down a back-cabbing barracks, and he's going all around the the side and then moving inwards after. That's a fun way to cap it. I don't know why that's fun. It's just unusual, I think. And now Imphenzia is starting to put way more units up here, and so is AKA. He's actually took all of his arty from the entrenchment. So that is kind of brave as well. But I think it's also about using your units instead of just having them sit around. Now AKA can use way more units over here, and he still feels confident that Imphenzia will not rush him down. And in that way he just have way more units over here working for him. And he knows this is so important to kind of break through here, so he puts down another barracks, which I would say is half for capping and half for making a decent force down here. Imphenzia is waiting to show his air, but I guess he also spotted these SAMs. So he knows it's a bit risky. This is going very well for AKA. It would take a long time, but Imphenzia could really take these units and try to push through here. But of course AKA can quickly just redo this. So I guess he's just relying on these units being rather slow, because in theory they could just start pushing down here and directly into the base, but they have to traverse this mountain, of course. So 635 for AKA and 520 for Imphenzia. And I think this is gonna make the difference, because now AK can really start to take territory away from Imphenzia, and that will make a huge difference. And I wonder if it's because he wants to have the gas up first before he uses his air. He does put down another barracks. And now these SAMs can actually get caught by AK's infantry, and they are so far away from the helis. So the helis are just doing work for AK now. And even so, this is only 2 SAMs, so AK could push these SAMs with his 5 helis and be just fine. He would not lose more than 1 at least. These, I thought they were at a standstill, but they're not. So it might be better for AK to just attack these SAMs instead of having his helis land all kind of weird places where the SAMs could potentially pick a heli, snipe a heli. AK looking very good. Imphenzia is pressed against his own base here, and now he puts down the air command and reveals his air. He has not put down the gas yet, so he will spend up all his gas on these 5 helis. And I wonder if he will even get to utilize them properly here, because they will run out before they get to fire all their ammunition, and then they will land all kind of weird places, and these SAMs can move in and try to pick off, well, of course, unless they die. And they do, so that's a good snipe actually. It's really, I was about to say sad, but it's really a big disadvantage for Imphenzia that he doesn't have the, or missed opportunity. I think that's what I tried to say. Because if he had the gas, he could just, wow, he could go for all of these now. Those helis could have been just hovering here again and again and again. A complete missed opportunity. He could even have killed AK's gas. He could have done so much. And I wonder if it puts down a 3rd barracks here. And I think he should have more focus on keeping AK from scattering out here. So he has to block this off. That's Imphenzia's bet right now. Block this off and don't lose over here. See, first now 2 SAMs come out. That must hurt so much for Imphenzia. He could have done so much work up here. He could have killed the airport. Yeah, I don't want to yeah, I like the English terms for it sometimes, but I don't want to put too much weight into that. I guess Imphenzia, he knows it was a missed opportunity, so let's not speak anymore of it right now. But even now, as I also mentioned, these Sams can just pick out a heli. But this is looking very bad anyways. And is that a solar panel? Maybe he completely missed that he has, or forgot about this. Because this looks like a solar panel. So maybe an Imphenzia that we don't recognize. That's not how he plays normally, and it is a solar panel. So he's I don't know what's up with his game today. He's making quite a few mistakes. And that's, you can't win against AKA when doing mistakes like that, unfortunately. You have to be at your top game. You have to be more or less completely free of mistakes, and hope that AKA makes a few mistakes and then you could get the win. Down go Imphenzia's airport with 3 helis on it, and the helis go down as well. And the eco should be fairly unbalanced now. 710 for Imphenzia and over 1000 for AKA. And now AK is running into Imphenzia's, what could have been Imphenzia's back territory. And the helis are on the way to support, and that will completely annihilate everything Imphenzia has here. Imphenzia finally got his helis up and running, but the airport is gone, which means in a few minutes, when these helis might be dead, this gas and this solar panel is basically just a waste of capital. First off, the build price, of course, 500 in total, and then the upkeep for both of them. Unless he starts to produce tanks or put down another airport. But I think we'll see a game over before that. I was this might sound wrong because I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm objective. I'm neutral as much as possible. But I was hoping to see someone take a game off of AKA just to have a more equal fight, or just to know that AKA is mortal, right? But not this game, of course. The match between the overall match between Imphenzia and AKA is not over. It is best of 3, so Imphenzia has that second game to beat AKA, and if nothing else, that could take them into the 3rd round, and anything could happen in the 3rd round. But this will definitely start with AK being in front 1-0. And so he just has to win the next game, and then he will move on in the winners bracket, and Imphenzia will go down in the losers bracket. I'm not sure which players they will meet in those next games, and it's too early still. Like, there's still AKA has not won the match in overall yet, but he definitely won this game. Imphenzia cannot do anything about these helis. He put down a factory trying to make some SAMs, but it's way too late. AK already beat Hako in the winners bracket to reach this game, and Imphenzia beat Chicken Balls. But now Imphenzia is halfway into the losers bracket. So it will be fun to see if he can manage to hit back in the second game. The eco, I bet he's almost double now, almost 1300, 760. And now he's just capping all of Imphenzia's territory. And Imphenzia is holding on, but I think he knows what's coming here. And AK just still has a lot of potential eco in form of towns and territory, even cities up here. Imphenzia does put down another factory. I'm surprised he hasn't resigned yet, but as I also mentioned in other games, I think it's completely fair to keep it going in a tournament game, just if you have that slight hope that you can somehow turn it around. But who knows, it could also be that they're chatting right now in the game. We can't see any chat in the replay, and maybe they're just chatting a bit, or maybe Imphenzia is hoping for that awesome comeback somehow. See, he's starting to lose eco now. 720 and almost 1500. So I don't think I'll hurt anyone's feelings by speeding it up a bit now, because this game is over, even though it's still running. And AKA just keeps ignoring this completely. And here comes the rocket that can take it out. There you go. AKA, who would have thought AKA would win? Surprising, and it's it was right out the gate that AK really started to snowball, looking very good. Even with the eco, that's only like 6 ticks in, and with that town he built, while he put aside quite a few infantry. I mean, Imphenzia did put aside 4 squads, if I recall correctly, but that's just not enough when AK had 3 squads and the town. And then AK started using his units instead of just having a bunch entrenched. He just left a few and started to use the other units for capping and attacking elsewhere. Just like the match between Nickname and Animorph, they also had this kind of standoff in the middle. And the difference was that Nickname felt safe and just left a few infantry, and the other units he dispersed to other areas of the map, while Animorph had a bunch of units standing, just waiting, casting upkeep, doing nothing. And I feel like it was kind of the same thing happening here. So maybe just a coincidence, but as I see it, it's an example of how aware two of the best players are of using their units. They know that every single infantry cost upkeep and they have to use them efficiently. That's my take on it, at least. Maybe it's just no, it's not coincidence, because AK is not doing anything by coincidence. So that's my thoughts, at least. So well played. Exciting to see the second game if Imphenzia can hit back, because I know he's way better than what we just saw here. He's way better. He made some basic mistakes, and I don't know what was up. Maybe his head is elsewhere. Maybe he's nervous. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not the one to guess that aspect. All I can say is that Imphenzia is a much better player than what we just saw. So I know that Imphenzia can be more of a challenge to AK, and I know we can expect more from him. So I wouldn't say the second game between these two is already AK's. Imphenzia can definitely, when he plays his best, I think he can challenge AK. So let's see what happens in the second game. So far, well played to both of them, and good luck in the future games and tournament. Hope you enjoyed the match as much as I did. Bye.